So loads of us have black in our wardrobes. It is a wardrobe mainstay for so many of us. It is reliable. You can find it in every shop on the high street, from the most budget clothes to high-end designer. Black is a fail-safe colour for so many wardrobes. But the reality is, it just gets boring after a while. Nobody wants to spend their life wearing one colour, especially one that's quite so sensible and safe and can feel at times a little bit boring. But also, for a lot of us, it's actually not a great colour. You might have noticed that when you wear black, you feel like you need to pop on some lipstick, you definitely need to have your full face of makeup on. Maybe you find you feel a bit drawn looking or a bit older when you wear black. If you're not careful about kind of the type of black, is it a bit faded? Does that work a bit better? It can actually be quite a tricky colour to manage as part of your wardrobe, and yet we come back to it time and time again because it feels so easy. But the reality is there are really good options out there instead of black. You can actually chuck all of the black from your wardrobe and find an option for you that is more flattering, easier to wear, goes with more of your wardrobe, and is just going to work every bit as effectively as black, but be a little bit more interesting and a little bit kinder to you. I've got 5 options here, which can give you really good alternative to black, help you move on from that in your wardrobe. First one, not that groundbreaking, we're just dialing it back a little bit, charcoal grey. So a simple charcoal grey, if you find black used to work really well on you, but perhaps you're finding it's a little bit hard, a little bit heavy now, on me, definitely a little bit of the witch look going on. Something like charcoal grey can work really well. It's just a little bit softer, a little bit more forgiving. It's got all that elegance, the neutrality of black, works with a lot of the same colours, like those bold jewel tones that black does really well, but just a little bit dull back, a little bit softer. Next up, slightly more unusual choice, indigo. Now, indigo is a kind of really dark, purplish navy. Again, works really well if you find black is just that little bit too severe. From a distance, basically you're looking at black. It's got that strong silhouette, that real kind of definite outline. A lot of people talk about black being slimming, but actually what it really is a definite silhouette. And indigo can give you all of that, but again, a little bit more forgiving, just not quite as stark, quite as severe. Also works really well with those kind of bold jewel tones, really brilliant contrasted with crisp white. Just gives you that kind of same intensity and contrast, but bring it back a little bit from black. Okay, next up, proper navy, kind of a real, true, dark, rich navy. This is the colour that I would say, if you don't know what works for you, you know black doesn't, but you really don't know where to start, navy is one of your best bets. Navy is a colour that suits almost everybody. It is one of those not quite universally flattering, but certainly an awful lot more universally flattering than black colours. It's a brilliant go-to neutral. If you don't know where to start, this is the one to go for. Okay, next up, if you have got a warmer skin tone, maybe you've got red in your hair, maybe a kind of slightly freckly peaches and cream type complexion, and you find all those traditional neutrals like black and grey and navy always make you feel a little bit washed out, or you feel really pale, you feel a bit kind of like, again, you need to kind of have that makeup on, or you need to make more effort when you're wearing them, then going for like a rich chocolate brown could be a really good alternative for you. It's got a softness, and that yellow undertone in the brown just gives a slightly more kind of warm golden glow feel to your outfits. And again, if you've got colours like taupe and tans and creams in your wardrobe rather than like crisp white or jewel tones, it's also going to pair with them really well and kind of mix and match a lot more easily. It also feels like a really timeless shade. It's like black in that it just comes back year after year, decade after decade. Okay, last up, number 5, bit of an out there one, but actually a kind of royal blue or a light navy. Again, if you find all of these very dark alternatives to black just too severe and too hard, then something like a royal blue, a bright navy colour, just can lift everything slightly, particularly if you're very fair-skinned and you find dark colours really hard to wear. Going for something like a royal blue, or even going into like a denim blue, a kind of mid-blue tone, can be a really useful alternative. Because actually, not everybody needs that real dark intensity of black. It doesn't suit everybody's look, and even those dark navies and dark browns can feel quite heavy. Something like a royal blue can be a really good classic colour that's a brilliant alternative to black. So there you have it, that's 5 simple alternatives to black. If you really don't know which one is going to work for you, and it can feel like quite a commitment because you're looking at replacing, I don't know, for some of us 3/4 of our wardrobe might be black, and you're thinking, okay, I really want to change, but I don't know where to start, finding your colour profile can really help you identify that best starting point neutral, I guess. It can be the starting point for your neutral, but also for your whole kind of colour palette of your wardrobe. I've linked our colour profile tool in the description below. You can go and find yours and discover what your best version of black is.